So soon? Must be quite a hand, let's see it.
I know that voice.
Wasted no time turning the card table into a graveyard.
It's my preferred method of execution.
Commander, the most untrustworthy scoundrel I know. Untrustworthy scoundrel, the Commander.
She never was big on formalities. Gault Renault, at your service.
I haven't got a lot of time or patience. Why are you here?
Oh, I think you'll make a little of both for this.
How is it you two know each other exactly?
Oh, we go way back.
I don't know. Seems like only yesterday that we first met.
Anyway, we really should get on to business.
Hello, Gault. I hear you have an offer for me.
Gault. Still a font of outpouring emotion, as always. You should really try your hand at cards. I see you've met my shooting star.
They haven't seen me shooting anything. Yet.
You could start with his mouth.
She's done enough chiseling on my jawline, thank you. Much as I enjoy catching up with friends and loved ones, the window of opportunity for my little offer is steadily closing.
I see this as a real love-hate relationship. She's the hate, right?
Forgiveness is a long, hard road, with lots of toll gates. Much as I'd love to while away the hours with my two favorite ladies in the galaxy, my proposition's a bit time-sensitive.
Hilo tells me you're here on business. What are you scheming now?
I just need the help of a few talented, tough customers to see it through.
And my alliance is the perfect place for recruitment.
I've already picked out the ones we'll need.
And your old partner sprung to mind.
Obviously.
Stealing for financial gain doesn't generally sit right with me.
Think of it as the rightful reclamation of wealth stolen by Arkan in the first place. You'd be striking a real blow to his war effort.
That's quite a score you're promising. I'm not sure I buy that you've got a line on something that big.
Smart.
Trust me, friend. When it comes to fortune finding, I'm practically a Jedi.
I'd rather break Arkan's nose than steal from under it. But the consolation prize sounds nice.
Consider it a warm-up for the main event.
I've been known to misappropriate funds when the need arises.
There's nothing to miss about this appropriation, that I promise. So, you in?
You cross me on this, I bury you.
Attempt to cheat me and you will regret it. Briefly.
So the standard arrangement. When you're ready to get this show on the road, we'll be heading to Vanden to lay some groundwork. Looking forward to this, partner. Hope you haven't lost your edge, killer. Something about the magnetism here plays havoc with sensors and cheap fillings. There's enough magnetism in this place to rival my own. Would have been quite the headache for Mako, I'm sure.
Tiresias, you've got a lot of nerve showing your ugly mug to me again.
Tiresias?
Just a name I carried around for a while, no use to anybody now.
Another partner you burned?
This one was asking for it, and we were never partners.
You can't play dumb with me, Ty. I know that face better than you do.
What do you mean?
He's seen a lot of my work. I even made him a perfect duplicate. Better than perfect. My version didn't talk.
He's the guy that made your duplicate, isn't he?
That's the one, so you know I wasn't kidding when I said he's the best.
Every time I start to think I can leave, someone snitches on my new identities.
That true? Gault.
So maybe I encourage Dretcher's early retirement. So unless you want to spend your final moments being shaken to death by the dulcet tones of the Kashyyyk Life Day Choir, I would reconsider.
There have to be laws against this. Broad, intergalactic laws.
This? Now, maybe a noise ordinance at best.
I'd definitely reconsider.
3. Oh, so close. 2. I can't wait. 1. Kaboom! That was great!
Ha, ha.
Come on, that was pretty good. Admit it.
As pranks go, I'm Arx.
Don't encourage her.
I really don't care for your sense of humor.
Lighten up. You'll get wrinkles.
One of yours, I presume?
Allow me to introduce my partner, Vette. She has a habit of getting where she's not wanted. Like on your nerves, for instance.
You should have seen...
Vette?
I didn't... But I thought you were... Fancy seeing you here.
Oh, good, you know each other. Saves me the trouble.
You're alive!
Maybe not the best place for a tearful reunion. Did you get the warhead, or were you too busy practicing your lines?
Those lizard brains will be noticing that nothing's exploded. Why don't you go deal with that? Or just, go.
You want private time? I want to never know what happens in your private time. Win-win. Meet you back at the hideout.
Though I guess those lizard brains will have figured out nothing's exploded by now. I'll see if I can't distract them.
Time to make ourselves scarce. We'll see you back at the hideout.
Toodles!
You look good, all things considered. Maybe I should lie down for one of these deep freezes, see what it does for my complexion.
Sure you can commit to anything that long?
Oh, come on. I get enough of that from the old lady. Young lady, it's still weird.
Yeah? Hold still.
Hey, just breaking the ice, not looking to be it.
Can't recommend it.
Perfection isn't meant to last anyway. Hilo gave me the rundown. Not much of an early retirement, if you ask me. We came looking, even the angry tumor. It was about the third trip into the spire when things started to come apart.
Skadge helped? I thought you were a better liar.
Is it so hard to believe he wanted to break things? Besides, I think you were the only one he didn't immediately look to strangle.
Lana and her crew barely managed it themselves.
Well, keep that to yourself. I don't like being one-upped.
What happened?
Well, it wasn't so much that anything happened as nothing really did. We knew better than to believe the Eternal Empire's cover story, but I've seen ghosts leave bigger traces. Probably on something we were doing. We were going broke and turning up nothing. With the galaxy coming apart, priorities shifted and everybody wandered their separate ways.
I'd kinda hoped you'd all stick together. Guess I'm getting sentimental.
Aren't we all? Word of advice from your elders. The longer you fight it, the harder it hits.
Have to stick with the times.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
Even the lovebirds?
I couldn't say, but I know you meant a lot to both of them.
I told Mako I'd always be there for her. I couldn't keep my promise.
I think not knowing for sure what happened to you helped. You know how she gets when there's something she needs to find out.
At least have the spine to say it like it is. You left me for dead.
If you wanted to be uncharitable about it, sure, but I've been getting plenty of practice in making up. I did come bearing gifts.
There's no way Torian would give up on me.
Last I saw, he was doing whatever gobbledygook word you people have for kicking the stuffing out of Zakul. Compared to all that, this little caper should be a piece of cake. Just be ready to show these amateurs what a couple old pros can do. Kid always was stubborn, and first loves are hard to let go.
Sorry about the prank earlier. If I'd known you were here, or, alive, I'd have held off. But I finally got him.
Same rampant troublemaker, I see.
Same grumpy, serious face, I see.
How long have you been trying, Vette?
We haven't worked together a ton, so maybe a dozen. He's a sly one.
I hope you'll be taking the task at hand more seriously. There doesn't seem to be room for error.
Don't you worry about me. I'll be the best living lockpick you've ever seen. Don't tell, but I kinda glossed over our job. It took everything I had not to skip the meeting and just that. If you've got something to say, I'd make it quick, or you're going to get interrupted.
This is a shock, Vette. Give me some room to take it all in.
But you aren't excited? I can hardly breathe.
Until this afternoon, we were widowers. Things between us can't be like they were. A lot has happened. Now isn't the time to hear about it all.
You stupid, heartless, jerk! Just forget I said anything. I need to go find a dark hole to crawl into that isn't related to work.
And here I thought it was the atmosphere. I don't think I've ever been happier. It can wait. I've crossed the span of stars and time for this moment.
Still hard to believe you're really here. It's been, what, 5 years since we went after your old boss? Did you get conked on the head real good? Amnesia, maybe?
Locked in a block of carbonite with nothing but my dreams to pass the time.
That's, pretty bad. But better than dead, right? Did you dream about me in there?
I never realized you were this vain.
Hey, I just want to hear that I'm as important to you as you are to me. Is that so bad? You know, things haven't exactly been perfect out here either.
Every chance I got.
You're going to tell me about every single one. Were the dreams good, at least? Lots of cowering masses and Imperials marching? That's my best guess.
Those things are only found in dreams these days.
Now that you're back, I'm sure you'll have the whole galaxy quaking in terror in no time.
I saw you. I saw everyone. The Eternal Empire spared none.
I watched you all die and Drummond cast burn as the Emperor's laughter echoed all around.
I know Sith probably measure on a different scale, but I'd call that more of a nightmare. It's just a nightmare, though. I'm still here. The rest too, far as I know. So don't sweat it. Not that there weren't rough patches. Maybe a certain someone waiting on you hand and foot, groveling at your every word, maybe wearing a shock collar. Quinn. I'm talking about Quinn.
You are a practiced dreamer, aren't you?
Being a slave tends to make you real good at it.
I forgave him long ago.
Oh, I know. But that doesn't mean you can't take a little guilty pleasure in it. Anything juicy. Bet you saw a lot of Lieutenant Muscles.
Pierce has often made for good company in a long, cold night.
I knew it! You aren't so far from normal, after all.
And what affair of yours is that?
Ooh, touched a nerve. Say no more.
Dreams are nothing of consequence. Better to focus on reality.
Reality's pretty overrated. If you thought the Sith were treacherous before, you should have seen it after you and Mar disappeared. I didn't have much reason to stick around once you were gone. So I left them to their infighting before the Eternal Empire rolled in. I hope you don't mind.
You found safety. That's what's most important.
There were some bumps along the way, but throwing in with Captain Shifty was one of my better moves. Don't tell him I said so.
As you said, your loyalty was to me.
And it still is. Don't count me out yet.
You ran away as my home. My legacy crumbled to dust.
No, I guess you're right. Maybe I was running away. I'm sorry. I really am, but I'm here now. We're gonna rebuild it, you'll see. I should start warming up for this gig. We'll catch up again soon. Gotta keep limber, you know. So you're not dead. That's good, I guess. I know it's going to be hard having to hear an opinion or acknowledge that I have feelings, but I'm not yours anymore. There's no collar and no us. Just the job. Don't make it weird.
We each have our own reasons for being here. Let's leave it at that.
Glad that's cleared up.
I hardly imagine you'd be pleased to see me. I'm pleased to see that you're alive, nonetheless.
Missed your favorite target for abuse?
I don't need the collar to put you in your place, Vette.
Yeah, you're the big bad Sith. I know. I like the way things are for me now. You coming back into the picture isn't going to change that. I won't let it. You need something. You're going to have to ask. Nicely.
So, how did you manage to fleece Lana at cards anyway?
Just because your opponent has a sixth sense doesn't mean you can't use it to distract them. You've got a pretty good handle on all that Force nonsense. What would you do if you were at the sabacc table?
Predict the cards that will come up and play accordingly.
If you're only thinking about your next draw, you've already lost.
Read my opponent. Try to pick up their thoughts and emotions.
Exactly.
Sweep it clean with the Force and make my way to the exit.
Crush your feeble throat and claim the prize.
Reassuring. I'll remember that when we're dividing shares, pal. I could tell Lana was trying to peek inside my head, so I just made sure she got an eyeful. The angry glares she flashed were easier to read than anything I was doing. As for the rest, well, trade secrets, you know.
You kept your mind in the gutter to counter her perception of the Force. You're full of it.
Care to give it a try?
Ugh, what is wrong with you?
I'll take your word for it.
When you make your living in the galaxy's cesspits, it never hurts to be able to sink lower than the competition. I've been rich, filthy rich, but nothing like this. Counting the zeros on a balance sheet can't even compare. You know, I was loaded before you were tracking me down, but it was all zeros on a balance sheet. There's just something magical about the real thing.
Thanks for keeping my worse half out of too much trouble.
It helped that you tempered my expectations accordingly.
Singing my praises again?
The lower octaves.
You never could hold a tune. Ow!
You don't consider that too much trouble?
We've had way closer calls.
Don't let her fool you. I am the cautious one in this arrangement.
You two are a couple?
Don't sound so surprised.
It's complicated. Thanks for keeping my worse half out of too much trouble.
I'm used to it by now.
And richer for it.
I forgot what a handful your boyfriend is.
I seem to recall spending a lot less time ducking before I met you.
He said that on our first heist, too. He's cute when he's nervous.
You should ease up on him. I don't think he's worked this hard for anything in his life.
Oh, money tends to make him real industrious.
I was talking about you.
Oh,
She'll make a semi-honest man out of me yet.
You, Vette, and Dretch are already paid out. I took the liberty of skimming what you owe me off yours.
Well, take all the fun out of it, why don't you?
Your idea of fun is why your divvying privileges are still revoked.
Just what did you do exactly?
Ran out on me with the biggest score of our careers.
And I regretted it ever since. Well, after the shine wore off. A little older, a little wiser, you know? Okay, maybe a lot older. It was a formative moment.
Your idea of fun is why your divvying privileges are still revoked.
Seconded.
Hey, I only ever cheated you before we started working together.
It appears our business is concluded.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks like we're settled up.
I figure you'll be seeing me around.
If your alliance happens to need a morale officer, I'm game. Kicking Arkin's butt should require a full-time party planner.
Speaking of parties... Right now, I think we've earned a long night of not thinking about tomorrow.
You abandoned the Republic and defied my alliance. You've dishonored the Havoc Squad name. I can't trust you. And I won't have you disrupting my operations any further.
So what? Toss me the brig, is that it?
We don't have a brig.
Good riddance. Can I go now?
And I won't have you disrupting my operations any further.
You can't. I love you.
You're not the man I fell in love with. I lost him years ago.
That's quite a way to end a relationship.
The Alliance has no use for Havoc Squad. Leave. Don't come back.
We were fighting Arkin before you came along. That won't stop. But we'll keep out of your way. I spent 5 years thinking you were dead. But this is worse.
Everyone here is doing their best. And I know you'll learn from this mistake. Let's all move on.
I let pride get the better of me. It won't happen again. I won't have people think you're soft on me because of our relationship. I'm placing myself on maintenance detail whenever we're not on patrol.
As you wish, Major.
Thank you, Commander.
Serving the Alliance was your last chance, Kaliyo. There's no coming back from this failure.
What are you gonna do? Kill me?
Yes, exactly.
She had to be dealt with. But that...
I always knew it would end like this. Should have kept my job with Nemro.
Yes. Exactly.
She was your... I can't believe you would...
Go. Don't come back.
Yeah? Well, I've been fired from better jobs than this. After everything we've been through, this is how we end? You know what? That's fine. No, it's perfect.
You did your best. So did he. That's all I ask. End of discussion.
Fine. If anyone needs me for the rest of the day, find someone else. If you think of anything you'd like to add, I'll be in your bunk. We need to talk, but not now. Give me a minute.
Vanden, if you need coordinates, just check with Hilo.
I'm not ready yet! Just tell me when we have to do this and I'll... come out.
Ah, stupid! Go away! Go! They do not... Oh, that hurt! They do not check for Minox. The lift's on its way, but I didn't call it. Somebody's coming to see us off.
If anything like this ever happens again, we're finished. Understood?
I guess we both changed a lot in 5 years. Next time, do the smart thing. Send me in alone.
From now on, follow my orders to the letter. I don't want to replace Havoc Squad's commander, but I will.
That won't be necessary. I won't let you down again.